right, we're here at NAMM 2012 with our very good friend Peter Erskine, Vic Firth artist. And Peter, why don't you give us a little bit insight of what you've been up to lately?
Well, I drove down the Interstate 5 to come to the NAMM show. Stood in line for about 40 minutes to get my badge, but once that ordeal was over, came into the show, and Vic Firth, my first destination. That's why I'm the first guy to get to make one of these videos. And they got a new, help you open this up. They got a new stick bag. This is really great. It's like a mini stick bag, just when you need a couple pair of sticks, and that's beautiful. What a great idea. And I mean, if you're not breaking sticks, which if you're playing Vic, you won't be breaking them. If you don't drop them, so unlike me, this is all you'll need. It's very cool. Thank you for this. So, yeah, I just came back from Florida. I was down there to play a concert with Bob Mintzer, a great saxophonist, and Larry Goldings on organ. We have a trio, and while I was there, I did some more work on this Jaco Pastorius tribute album that we began work on in Japan. We did some concerts with this Jaco Pastorius big band, playing all the music that Jaco wrote for big band. It would have been his 60th birthday in December.
Very apropos to do it in Florida, too.
Of course, with all his buddies. Sure. So with Will Lee, we did a cover of Come On, Come Over. And it was really funky, and it was so great to play with Will. And what was really fun that night, when we went out to get some food, in the restaurant they had a TV set, and there was Will on The Simpsons. They had a little bit with the Letterman band. And Anton Fig, and so the Letterman band was da 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 da, and it was cute. So yeah, I'm keeping very busy teaching at USC. That's the University of Southern California. Great crew of students there, and still doing like all the playing and recording. The new CD is called Joy Luck, and the title tune, more or less, is Joy Luck Club, inspired by the novel written by Amy Tan, inspired more by the musicians I'm playing with. Vardan Evsepian, a wonderful pianist who went to school at Berkeley in Boston, and Damien Erskine, my nephew, playing electric bass. And it's got all the space and vibe of those old ECM albums, but these guys are, they're young. They energize me, so I'm actually doing more playing on this record than several albums in the past.
Well, I've heard it. It's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, we're in the booth here with Camille Gaynor. So, Camille, what have you been doing lately?
I just did a commercial with Cyndi Lauper. I've also been doing a lot of jingles for Converse commercial, where I was the producer and the drummer on the recording. Been touring and working with JT Taylor for Kool in the Game for 12 years now. And I've been doing a lot of record days, some really nice projects coming out. I'm also working on my project, start mixing next month. And I'm writing 2 books as well, one instructional and one on the business of, how to get a gig and, just navigating your way through this business, things that musicians need to know as far as saving your money, having some type of health care, learning different styles, being flexible, how to get in there and kind of make it happen for yourself, on a lot of different levels.
So you've been a little busy.
Yeah.
So what kind of what stick have you been using?
I use the AJ1. I also use the 5As. If I'm playing an arena or concert, I use the 5As. Okay. AJ1s are more for when I'm playing, for me anyway, for like straight ahead or fusion kind of music where I'm not really laying in so hard all night long.
So we're here in the Vic Firth booth with Chad Wackerman. Chad, give us a little rundown of what you did in 2011 and what you got coming up in 2012.
Okay, well, 2011 was a fantastic year. I was able to kind of be Steve Gadd's sub for James Taylor's gig. So we spent about 5 months touring the States, a little bit of Europe, and ended in Venice, Italy. We played Carnegie Hall 3 times. Played with a bunch of other artists, as James had as guests, including Sting and Bette Midler and Tony Bennett. And all sorts of amazing people. So it was quite a spectacular, fun year, and ended up recording a lot from my new record that's coming out. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the new record.
The new record features Alan Holdsworth on guitar, Jimmy Johnson on bass, Jim Cox on keyboards, and it's over half of it is improvisations of different combinations of those players, and we've got a couple live gigs coming up in February. And I'm just really proud of this record. Been working on it for a long time, and it's something that's very unique, and really features all the players heavily. So looking forward to having it out there finally.
That's awesome, great. And so, Chad, tell me what stick are you using, and how long have you been with Vic?
Let me think. I think I joined Vic in 1983. 1983. 1883. Yeah, so it's been a very long time. There's been no reason to change. I mean, the sticks have been so consistent for so long, and they just feel completely right for me. I'm playing a 5B, which I've played for most of my life, and it's when I took lessons as a teenager with Murray Spivak, he looked at my hands and said, "You're a 5B player. That's the right size for your hands." So I've kind of stuck with that ever since, and that Vic sticks have been so consistent that they're I can always count on them.
Okay, we're here with Gerald Heyward at the Vic Firth booth. Gerald, give me a little bit about what you've been doing lately.
Well, I've been still working with Chris Brown, doing some things with T-Pain, and doing some things with a guy named Young Jeezy, who's a rapper. And just trying to bounce around, stay busy, get the product out there, make sure we're doing right for the sticks and everything. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay, we're in the booth here with Jason McGerr. Jace, give us a little rundown of what you guys did last year and where you're going this year.
Been gone a whole lot. I don't think I've been home more than 10 days since April 1st. A lot of North America, a lot of Europe, everything in North America, I think. But in a few weeks, I'm going to head over to Australia, Southeast Asia, do some China, come back, and then starting in the spring, we have a really great tour planned, beginning in April with a 10-piece orchestra. It's going to be traveling with us, and I get to dress maybe a little bit nicer just to keep up with the string players, and yeah, it should be a really big production. We'll be at Disney Hall in Los Angeles and Fox Theater in Oakland, and as far as West Coast shows, and Beacon Theater in New York. It's going to be a fun tour, and that'll wrap up probably mid-May, and then we're still working on the end of the year. Back to Europe, I don't know. I'm not supposed to be able to keep it straight. That's what other people are hired to do, but I do have some of those things down.
So once that's over, are you guys going to go in the studio again, or?
I have some other projects so I'll be working on in between those tours and the holes myself, and then yes, probably by the end of 2012. We're already writing now for the next Death Cab record, and we never really rush those things. We don't like to set a target start date or a target end date. When we're ready, but we're all contributing material for the next record, and hopefully I'll be back in and start the whole cycle over again in 2013.
Awesome. And so while you're out there, what stick have you been using?
I can't get away from Vic 5A wood chip, and I'll tell you why. It's because when I was really young, I thought that the smartest thing I could do was use a stick that I could find in any drum shop in America, because if I got too attached to a signature stick, there's a chance that the mom and pop shop might not have the Omar Hakim. So if I just use a 5A, I'm bound to find that more places if I run out. But thankfully, Vic Firth always supplies me with what I need, so I haven't had that problem. So I might get really wacky and dig some stick out of the graveyard you don't even make anymore and start using that. But no, the Vic Firth 5A wood chip is just the right weight and size and balance for the way that I tune, the way that I play, the dynamics of stage in a very large room as well as a small room in the studio. However, I do often use a SD4 in the studio and really let microphones do the work and play as quiet as possible. So it's kind of an extreme there. But I really love a lot of different sticks for different reasons in your line, but the 5A is kind of the go-to stick for me.